Ladies and gentlemen, this is the season finale of Psychs World Season 4. This is episode 9, and we're about to break it down into a two-part thing. I hope you like this. First, we're going to do the news as we usually do, and we're going to go over some of those things. That'll run about maybe 15 minutes, maybe a little less. Hopefully, I can wrap it up really quickly. Then, we're going to get into the gaming video. It's not going to be a top 10 video, like I said it was. I'm sorry, I lied. I never do that. But listen, I pride myself on telling the truth, and I will give you a top 10 video like I said I would at the beginning of the next season, like we did at the start of this season. Let's go! And then, at the next part of this video, it will be a gaming video about Jak 3. Thanks for watching, and thank you for listening. Let's do it! Season finale, Season 4. Okay, as you know how we usually do things, I'm going to go ahead and get some of this off right here and now. We're going to go over the top world news headlines of the day. I'm just going to hit you with 4 and then we're going to move on because they're terrible, okay? Nobel Peace Prize could give a glimmer of hope amid an era of conflict and climate crisis. 14-year-old boy arrested after deadly Thai shopping mall shooting. Philippines says 3 fishermen killed after boat struck by foreign vessel in South China Sea. Bus crash near Venice kills 21 people. All right, let's move on from the world news. I am sorry. Well, not sorry. Reality is what it is, and unfortunately, you chose to live in this one. Moving on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you know it's time for the wrestling news. Alright, Shane Douglas praises Dolph Ziggler. WWE run was hurt with inconsistent booking. Road Dogg was scared to death of Steve Blackman after fight with JBL. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, and Asuka are coming to NXT next week to combat AEW? I don't know what's going on, but I don't like where it's going. If they're gonna do the invasion angle all over, oh Jesus Christ. Anyway, Dominic Mysterio is once again your WWE NXT North American champion. Yeah, right. Adam Copeland on the possibility of Beth Phoenix joining him in AEW. Not likely. Becky Lynch's next NXT title challenger revealed. Ridge Holland returns to NXT and more. Backstage update on Johnny Gargano or Gargano's return to WWE TV when it was booked. And when it was booked, whatever. Let's see. Tony Schiavone. Sorry, guys. We got some kind of glitch here. I had no idea Adam Copeland was debuting at AEW Wrestle Dream. That's what Tony says, anyway. Ex-WWE superstar Cameron. It's a touchy conversation with what Tyrus is doing lately. Okay, cool. Bruce Pritchard reveals why Batista went into Evolution over Mark Jindrak. Mark Jindrak was very good. I just gotta say that. Booker T. Elijah Dragunov brings everything. He's second to none. Spoilers for this week's episode of WWE NXT Level Up. Sorry, couldn't say that right or enunciate enough. Kurt Angle on Adam Copeland and Christian Cage's reunion in AEW WWE Slim Jim. I don't know what that is after I'm just reading out the sentences off of a phone. Okay, Josh Alexander. CM Punk is welcome in Impact Wrestling. That would be cool. And if Chris Jericho would go to Impact because he's never been there. And MJF. MJF says working with Adam Cole has helped him tackle rejection-sensitive dysphoria. Elijah Dragunov vows to become the ultimate symbol as NXT champion. Bully Ray. WWE NXT is progressing every single week. News and notes, skipping that one. Jade Cargill has the it factor. Big things await, says Mick Foley. Beth Phoenix worked on Metalingus for Adam Copeland's AEW debut. Oh yeah, because he had a new rendition of the song. It said, "You think you know him" instead of "You think you know me." Anyway, news on Jon Moxley. The next... Okay. Skip all of that. Matt Hardy on his initial impressions of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No one cares, Matt. WWE files new trademark. Jade Cargill hunts her first victim, Rey Mysterio. That's no, her first victim is not Rey Mysterio. That was just after the comma there. Producers for this week's episode of WWE Raw have been revealed. Jade Cargill to be backstage at upcoming WWE event. Oh, and she's going to be at Fastlane. Bobby Lashley thinks Jade Cargill would fit well with him and the Street Profits. Yes, that's some shit I would like to see. That would be perfect. I hate her though. Bully Ray says Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. was too clean. Nah, man, it was exactly what it should have been. You just like violence, you asshole. Chris Jericho says, I think we are going to see the best work Adam Copeland has ever done. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Eddie Kingston match set for NJPW, or New Japan Pro Wrestling. Strong Fighting Spirit Unleashed 2023. That's a long ass name for a fucking pay-per-view, right? Or whatever that's supposed to be, an event or a show or dark, I don't know. Adam Copeland says he considered retirement before joining AEW. Talks lack of creative. Yeah, I bet he did. And now it's time for the hip hop news. I'm sorry, I like to play with the thing, the vocal thing. Fuck you. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to do that into the mic. Drake trolls Miami crowd with retirement pump fake. Fuck you, nigga, retire. XXX Tentacion ex-girlfriend sparks dating rumors with Lil Meech. Nobody cares. Usher roasted over bizarre outfit at Balenciaga fashion show. Shut up. Shaquille O'Neal disputes Damian Lillard's claim he's the best rapper athlete. Neither of you are. Just shut up. Mace embarrassed Cameron with antics at Colorado versus USC college football game. Destroy Lonely's LA pop-up gets shut down by police. I don't know, this dude's name's supposed to be Destroy Lonely, but that's okay. Anyway, Finesse 2 times gets raunchy with pregnant girlfriend in maternity shoot. YNW Melly claims he'll win murder retrial in jail. Letter to his father. Can we just who the fuck are these people? Are y'all really calling them rappers? Like, why are y'all not I'm sorry, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm gonna keep reading the news. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it today. Normally I would though. Kid Cudi's new album Insano will have over 40 songs and wonderful features. I can't blame him for that. I had 50 songs on the album once, so it was the the black something mixtape, or the biracial mixtape. That's what it is. And I had over 50 tracks on it, and I had to cut it all the way down to 39, something like that. Anyway, moving on. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland to receive Cultural Influence Award at 2023 BET Hip Hop Awards. Tupac's brother Maprem Shakur addresses rumors Diddy was involved in his murder. Don't lie. SZA revisits Drake's romance. It was so childish. I don't know. Okay. Blueface responds after shooting victim trolls him with courtroom selfie. God damn it. Tory Lanez gets advice from Spider Loke on how to survive in prison. He gotta be careful. That's what he says. YNW Melly co-defendant reportedly arrested on witness tampering charges. Drake plays Instagram models dotting baby daddy in For All the Dogs radio show promo. That sounds funny. Jay-Z and his mother honored by NYC Mayor Eric Adams at Brooklyn Public Library Gala. Diddy predicts hip-hop's next billionaires I really respect their hustles. Sorry, I read that like a robot. Cardi B threatens to expose haters with receipts that will shake up the internet. We don't care. Dr. Dre reflects on moment he almost quit music. My entire life would be different, he says. And that is the hip hop news for the day, the wrestling and the world news. Now we're going to move on to a few of our views. Okay, listening and taking in all of that information, processing it really quick, I need to remind you guys that the Poison Soil EP is out now. All right, check that out if you haven't already. It's dope. The full EP is just 5 tracks. It's 9 minutes, 48 seconds long. It's perfect for what you need to hear right now. Psychs World Season 4 episodes 7 and 8 are out now. Check those out. New episode every Friday. And as you know, you are currently listening to the season finale. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm Psych, your host and your commentator. And I book the shows. So I'm the booker for the evening and eternity, in perpetuity. I do this. Moving on from my rambling, this is, let's see, October, and we have Black River EP coming up next on the 13th, so don't miss that. It's gonna be fucking dope. 13 tracks to match the 13th. Then we're gonna have the Ash Part 2 album coming out on the 31st, and it's gonna be 9 tracks approximately. We may change that though, for just because of the fact that last year we did 13 tracks for the Ash album itself, but we didn't have an EP beforehand on top of that. So that's just a reminder, a heads up for you guys. Listen to all of that shit, get it into your head, get it into your groove and into your system. Check out the newest episodes of American Dad right now. They're amazing, they're hilarious, they're really funny. And oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tap the mic like that. I hope it didn't. The mic? Shit. I hope I didn't mean to tap the mic like that. But now we're going to move on to our analysis of Jak 3. We're not going to talk about all that news. I was going to, but we've already run 11 minutes on this little rendition here. So thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. And we're going to move on to the second portion of the video. And it's kind of just going to slide and transition over. So don't worry about having to click on anything else. And I will separate these videos and make them 2 separate things later on, as the second part is going to be just a video on the gaming channel talking about Jak 3. So here we go, and see ya in just a second.
And I can't turn back.
Jak 3. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with this, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, thanks for watching, whatever you want me to say. Fuck it. This is season 4 finale of Psychs World, episode 9. Let's go. This is the gaming half of the episode, so we're gonna break it down. It's not a top 10. We're just talking about Jak 3 and how much it's great. Talking about the Jak and Daxter trilogy, as it were. and it's truly just phenomenal. Errol being one of the bad guys because he raced against him way back when, and then he's in the Jack X video game, and we got a shout out to the Jack X video game just because it's part of the trilogy, even though it's the fourth iteration of the game. That being Jack and Daxter. Jak 3 is the greatest.
The truth lies at the bottom of the catacombs. That's where I need to go.
You know what I mean? It's just the entire thing, the entire premise, the entire show. Let me change up how I'm speaking to you. The bottom line is whatever they chose for the premise of the trilogy is just top tier storytelling. It's a good game. I mean, the functionality is a little bit and the camera is way fucked up on this game. I mean, if you were looking for a calm experience, then you were plain plumb out of luck. You're not gonna get that, you know. I think in the game though, one of my favorite things is probably the hoverboard, because you can do tricks on it, and it has its own weapon to it, and it has the ability to hold a jump, and it can propel you higher. And then the guns on the game, you get 4 guns, and out of the 4 guns, each one gets 3 modes, 2 upgrades each. First one is the red gun. It's a shotgun blast that upgrades to a ring, like an energy ring. You can hold it, and the longer you hold it, the further it will span on the ground, and it'll hit every enemy around you on the ground. And then the final part of it is a grenade launcher. Basically, it just throws a grenade. Then you've got the blue gun. Blue gun starts out as a Gatling gun, then it turns into a energy beam, basically, that kind of just whips around. Then it gives these energy needles that fly in these spirals and circles and shit, and they just go all over the place, sort of like the arrow that they used on Guardians of the Galaxy that you could whistle for, you know what I mean? The yellow gun has a dart it fires out, and then it turns into a bouncing dart. It bounces all over the place, and you can jump up twice, double jump, and then spin, and then hit the fire, and it'll go all over the place. It'll be a bunch of bullets bouncing all over the room, lasers basically. And the last gun is an anti-gravity gun. That's how it starts out. Then its second part is like an energy blast, and you fire it, and it just finds, it's like a little energy electric ball, and it finds any enemy close, and it just goes to get them. They can't get away from it. Then the last part is it's a nuke, a literal fucking nuke, from an anti-gravity gun to a nuke. I mean, this game is insane. Once you get to a certain point in the game, you can go from the desert to the city, and then the city has all types of places you can go, and then there's the catacombs. The map never really stops turning and turning and turning, you know what I'm saying? And when you're in the desert, there's a whole city inside of the desert where the survivors and shit go. Then there's a place where you have to go to get your light jack powers. There's light jack and dark jack. They give you fucking superpowers in this game. If that is not enough to get you up, like your light jack eventually gets the wings, but he starts out with regeneration, then he gets a shield, and then he has the power to pause time, kind of like Blinks. Y'all gotta look that up if you don't know anything about it. This is the gaming channel, so we'll do something about on Blinks later on, but not yet. Dark Jack has like invisibility. He has like you jump up in the air and he hits the ground, and it's a big wave of dark energy, a dark eco, and it just goes everywhere. Then you have he fires this double energy thing of dark eco, and his other one is like he jumps up in the air and he spins really fast and shoots out this electricity, and it literally hits every single enemy around you. And then Jack himself, without any of that, has combat moves, and he can roll and he can dodge. He can do so much just by himself. Even Daxter has his own fucking moveset, and in the earlier games they explored more with Daxter and what you could do with him. When you're out in the desert and you're part of the desert city or whatever you want to call it, you get more, you get cars, you know what I'm saying? Cars with 4 wheels and shit that can travel all over the desert and they have different abilities. My favorite is the Hopper, and you'll use that to go most places in the game. There's one that just has this giant gun on it. There's the Heat Seeker, it's really fucking fast. There's all types of, just treats as far as the Outlands go. Then there are things you can buy to enhance your experience in the game. Stuff that's like mods and cheat codes, and it's within the game. You don't have to buy anything, just get the game and that's it. You know what I mean? This game is very good. And I know y'all were probably hoping for a deep intellectual retrospective dive on this game, kind of like I did in the Spirited Away video, but no, this is totally different. I'm just kind of geeking out about this game and how good it is. Even all of these years later, with all of the flaws that it does have, it's still something that can grab your attention. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that can pull you away from this game once you actually get to liking it. And it doesn't take much for you to love it, I promise. Then we gotta, like I said, talk about Jak X. Jak X was the follow-up to the trilogy. It was the fourth game. I guess fifth game maybe, because they had a Game Boy Advance game where you could fly around and there were planes, and that's basically what it was. They copied the Diddy Kong Racing formula, or the Super Mario formula. We have a platformer that's very popular. Let's make a racing game out of it. Let's make a plane game out of it. Diddy Kong Racing, you got to do hoverboats, planes, and carts, race cars, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the best thing about Jak 3 is it's just fucking versatile, man. Like, there's so much you can do. And the fact that this is a game where they thought, alright, we need to add side missions so that people can do other stuff even when they're done with the game or during the game, and there are things you can go around and have fun with after you're done with the game. You could still do or partake in races and challenges, stuff to up your score and upgrade your everything. It's just amazing. And then the story, don't get me started on the story.
A bit. And we get the respect we deserve.
You idiots! Get down from there and stop defiling that glorious machine!
Do not let our size fool you. We are the most powerful beings in the universe.
We are?
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. Back to Jak X. Anyway, Jak X was just a racing game, and all of us who saw the game come out after all of that trilogy of games, we were disappointed at first, because how could this possibly be better? And holy shit, they took us for a fucking ride. It was amazing. The story was as basic as could be. Spoilers, as I said. Jak and his crew end up coming back to Haven City, I believe, to work for Crew who's died, and his daughter, I forget her name. I think it's Rain, but you find out she's working, for her father the whole time, and her father really is dead, but she's taken over the family business for him. It's a crime organization sort of thing, but they never followed up on any of this. They just left us out in the cold once the game was over. So you face off against the big bad guy. He's the news reporter guy, and he turns out to be the crime lord Mizo, and so Jak, Torin, Ashlyn, Dax, of course, whatever that girl's name is that fixes stuff, Mira? No, that's not her name. And her father, the guy with the glasses and the wooden shit and the staff that's in the first game, they all, team up to race, except for the old man. Yeah, he's not racing. But you can unlock all types of people. You can unlock the enemies, the villains, the bad guys, the good guys. You can unlock 2 different generations of Jak, which is just awesome. You can unlock, I think, 1 other character from a completely different game, and they just added that in. All you got to do is go into the game and get the necessary things needed. And the same is to be said with Jak 3. This is why I'm telling y'all, like, Jak and Daxter is the best trilogy game. It's the best continuity based story game there is. And for you pussy ass bedwetting MCU fans out there, it's a multiverse story. It's a multiverse game. It's based on time travel. That's everything. Jak is the legendary warrior known as Mar. He was the whole time. And his father was also a legendary warrior in the Outlands, but he didn't know. And he didn't know that Jack was his son at first, but he's like, guys, Jack, you kind of remind me of my son. And everything just kind of culminated in this huge finale for the game. And I'm telling you, the cutscenes came together really well. So when it comes down to what the best game is, it's got to be Jak 3. But that's out of the 3 big games that I try to mention on PlayStation or from Sony or from Naughty Dog, whatever. I don't know what fucking company they were from. But the bottom line is it's Sly Cooper, Blinks, then Jak and Daxter, of course, obviously. Blinks is just a great game if you are into being able to fucking control time, you know. Yeah, no, it really is an experience, and I suggest you check it out. If you can, it's going to be really hard for you to get a copy of Blinks these days. Then there's Sly Cooper. If you've never played Sly Cooper, I'm so sorry, you missed out on something phenomenal. A game that also has something to do with multiversal travel. Then PlayStation went as far as to make a PlayStation Stars, Superstar, Battle Royale, Rumble, some kind of game like that where they take all of these PlayStation characters from famous Sony games and they just, you know what I'm saying, they put it and you fight. And Jak, I think, was one of them in the game. So it's easy to say, needless to say, that Sony hasn't forgotten about this character. Sony hasn't forgotten about Jak, but what are they doing? They're just sitting around and waiting. And if you're not going to give us anything, please just, you know, tell us that you're done. Tell us that you need no more. Because if I got to repeat it again, we love Jak and Daxter. It's dope. It's phenomenal. It's dope. We love Jak and Daxter. Come on. I mean, really get with the program. It's a great game, man. The precursors, and then they turn out to be Otzels or whatever the fuck. And then Count Viger and Errol and just, oh, it all came together so great. And then it led into Jak X. Jak X, I feel like, is where they should have finished or left off, but they couldn't do that, and the story kind of leaves you with this ambiguous ending. It's very doubtful as to what's going to happen, but I forget what Mizo was going by, his fake name. Some kind of news weatherman sort of name, but Brent Steeljaw, some shit like that. I don't know. But the fact is, he was lying the whole time and he died. But I get the feeling he's not really gone. He was a good character. And he was flawed, like every single one of these dumb motherfuckers who fell for this shit, and they drank to Mizo, or drank to Crew's death, when they should have just, you know, let that ride. I wouldn't have drank a single fucking thing. They drank it because they saw Rain drink it, and then they find a message at the end of the game where it's like, oh, Rain, you drink yours just a second before theirs and you won't be poisoned at all. It's like, oh wow, y'all really set people up here, you know what I'm saying? But the game it kicks ass, and it's all because of Jak and Daxter, the trilogy. You know, Jak X wouldn't be what it was without. But this video is about Jak 3. So before we move on, I just want to remind you guys to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hey, while you're at it, leave a comment. We like that. Moving on. Daxter was at odds with himself at a certain point in the series because he had been changed into an Otzel and he missed his former form, whatever that was. It wouldn't be human because obviously the characters in this game are not human. But the fact that he basically turns out to be a god because he was changed into one due to the energy that touched him that was put on their planet by said gods, or whatever you want to call them, it is mind-blowing. I suggest this is a whole plug. This whole thing is a plug for my series Jak 3 and Me. I'm gonna put the link in the description. You guys check that shit out. I promise you will have fun. The videos are relatively short. There's only one really long one that's about 40 something minutes, and even then the gameplay, it goes, you know, I don't do the whole die and keep trying and doing shit over and over. I clipped everything down so that we're not looking at the beginning of the game to the end of the game. You're looking somewhere near the middle of the game, closer towards the end. And that's where my series Jak 3 and Me picks up. And I can't get over it. I'm literally watching the video right now. I should get video footage for these episodes for Psychs World, but it's just a phenomenal game. I mean, really. I mean, it really gives me the feeling that Ghost of Tsushima does. And I don't mean that they play the same way by any means, or that Jak 3 is on the level of game that Ghost of Tsushima is. What I mean is the unique style that they approached the game from. Gave a unique experience that probably wouldn't necessarily age well, but you're always going to be able to go back and look at it and say, this is something truly unique and phenomenal at that. I won't waste any more of your time telling you of the phenomenon that this game was, but it can compare to so many other games in that there is none like it, you know, except for the other two that I mentioned, Blinks and Sly Cooper. Bully is something that comes to mind when I think of this game. Bully needs its own series. Jak 3 or Jak and Daxter is a series that needs to be continued, and I think that they need to take Daxter out, not kill him off, or maybe they do kill him off and he comes back to life or something, blah blah blah. We get a different Daxter from a different time, whatever. We have so many things we can go over. Also, at the end of Jak 3, when the so-called gods, the Atzils, tell Jak that there are many more adventures to be had.
Or was it the past?
Yes, I was getting to that.
More adventures? Where have I heard that before?
And Jak goes and gets on the ship with
We have
them.
something to show you.
What?
The universe.
And they take off. Jak walks up behind Daxter and everybody and he says, hey, you know, I'm not going anywhere, blah blah blah, this and that. You know, I think, and I'm gonna put it in this clip here, I think that Jak is a different Jak from a different time, and the Jak that we know, we watched get on that ship and fly away. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes the most sense. Nothing else about it makes sense if we're trying to think of it logistically. You know, it's a game that's based on time travel and multiversal theory, whatever you want to call it. There's no way that this game that it didn't end that way. There's no way that this game ended with a thud. You know what I'm saying? A confusing, like the plot twist would have to be right there, right? It would have to be that simple. That's what I think. That's just me. I'm just thinking out loud on that one. There's no way it can be the same fucking Jak. There's not. Anyway, also I think Jak's father probably is alive in another timeline or something. But yeah, they showed him in a different game as a child with the necklace on, and then, you know, his father, Kragan, I don't know, the leader of the Outlands, the Wastelands of the desert, the desert city anyway, he had the necklace that Jak had on, and then there was the story about Mar, and it was the same symbol on the necklace. And yes, there are so many things they connected about this game that just made sense. They brought it together perfectly with a good ending. Jak 3, Jak and Daxter trilogy, along with Jak X, not the Game Boy Advance game, don't check that out, but check out all of that other shit if you haven't. And I am done ranting and raving about this game and how great it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Psych. This has been Psychs World, the finale episode of Season 4, Episode 9. Thanks for watching. Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you have not. And hey, while you're at it, leave a comment. We like that. And peace, motherfucker. I came to do this, I know how, and everybody really wants to go out on the limb and say I'm not one of them or the greatest in the room. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Peace out, y'all. No more echo. Okay, I'm done with the echo. We really gotta go. I know you want to keep recording and shit, but I mean, hey, we're at our limit. You know what I'm saying? We've hit the mark. We gotta leave. Yo, look, peace out, y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for listening, and thanks for watching. This is Psychs World. And happy Halloween, you daft motherfucker!